Should I make this bigger? I don't think so. Hello and welcome back, everybody. I'm gonna play a game of chess. I shouldn't, because I feel like I'm gonna lose. I can't have a loser's mentality. So I'm gonna pretend that I am Batman Brave and the Bold. Scandinavian, huh? You've watched a lot of Gotham chess games, is that what you've done? I just watched a game where he got fried. But I don't remember exactly what it was. Magnus Carlsen had told me that starting with this move is more annoying than starting with the other moves. I used to do something else, but I've modified to this. And I watched another game where I had done something. I had pushed, what was it? I pushed c4 in a different game, but it wasn't so good. Alright, so they do all that. I castled my king to safety. I'm just going to develop my... Well, I don't like this now. Okay. Okay. I can now go ahead and... But he's gonna castle and he's gonna get everything he ever wanted in life, and I'm not. I'm not gonna get anything. And then the pawn... I don't know. I'm listening to a couple of different advice. They said start with the knight instead of the pawn. Magnus Carlsen told me that. And he's Magnus and I'm me, you know? And now I'm thinking about pushing d4, but okay, actually, okay, let's see here. But then I won't be able to move the bishop until a later move. Taking the pawn center doesn't even do much for me right now. I could, okay, force it, if I throw out, and then I jump the knight out, and change the bishops, and I can activate the... What if he does that? What if he does that? This is the move that I was thinking about. Opens up the scope of my bishop. Okay, so he does that. So I'm thinking about putting my knight in the center, attacking his bishop twice. He'll have to take. I'll move the queen. Let's see here. What else do I have? Do I have a more aggressive move at this moment? Not really. I'm gonna do it because it keeps his pieces. All right. Okay, so he does that. Let's see here. What to do now? I could bring up my, but what does that do? What else can I do? I can't really attack in the center. Can't really do a whole lot. I'm sad that there isn't a whole lot that I can do right now. I can bring out my bishop. Attacks, queen moves up, trades the knights, re-solidify my center, just keep his pieces busy. If my, okay, but let's see here, can redefend, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Is the question that I keep asking myself. So if I take now, no, sacking it on that square does not make any sense at all right now. I feel if I had an advantage, it's gone now. Perhaps I shouldn't have done that. Well, actually, no, I had to have done that. Actually, let me look back. Maybe I should have developed the bishop first. I should have developed the bishop here and taken the long diagonal. But like I didn't want to do that because like okay, perhaps I'm gonna do it anyway, but he's gonna attack there. Okay, I think it's no, it's a double attack. That's why it's dangerous. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this to defend the pawn to deal with the double attack. And I'm gonna go ahead and develop my bishop here. Okay, so he does this. I can just like slide the bishop back. Okay, so if I slide the bishop back, or I could just trade. I think trading is just fine, actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and trade. And depending on what he takes with, okay, so he does that. That's fine. Okay, so now what? I think the queen. Let's see here. Just like bring up the rook and like just like go attack. I think that's fine. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Move all my pieces over there to the king side. So this does that. But what does this give me? It gives me the ability to do what? Do I care? If he does that, then what do I do? And I just go threaten me. Okay, so goes there, he takes, I move the queen. I'm gonna do this. You can go for the pawn, you can have it. But like I'm gonna bring all my pieces to the king side and like what are you gonna do? Alright. Okay. So now what are you gonna do against this? Okay, so let's see here. Now what are you going to do? Okay, so like I can attack the rook. Your king can't move, honestly. I think it just like lights out if I just like actually I have an even stronger move. Not so much stronger. I can go attack the queen, right? And then I can just like threaten mate. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So you have a decision to make. Okay. So he takes that way. So if I have check, should I check him first? Check, king moves. Let's see here. What else do I have? So check doesn't work. For one move, it doesn't work. I'm just gonna go ahead and take the queen. Because like if I checked him on the back rank, his king has a square to move to. Really? That doesn't work. Okay, so let's see here. I can check him again and like trade off some pieces for like convenience. Check. I'm just gonna pick up the. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go ahead and check here first. Okay, then I'm gonna go check here. Trade off some of these heavy pieces. Now I'm gonna go pick up the knight. And now everything's good. All right, let's look at the game review. I made a blunder with a brilliant move. Okay, let's look at this. Takes. Okay, so this is what does the computer want after this? Okay, hang on, let's see. So pawn out, Scandinavian. I take. He takes. It wants me to attack with the knight immediately. And I've seen this before. It makes sense to do. And like, if we like look at the game, it's just like I played that move anyway, so what does it even matter, right? But like, what's the alternative? If I attack the queen first, I don't know. The entire reason that I didn't want to play this move, like the queen, like typically moves over here, and then I go here, and then it just like sort of and you want me to kick it out. You want to go here. You want to do here? I've never seen this before. What happens if takes? Go for it, huh? Alright. We need to be more bold, I swear. But like I had seen like Magnus Carlsen was just like, hey, you know, this move gives me the most amount of trouble. You know, I hate it when people do this. And just like if people do that, then that usually is like a good sign. So you want me to attack immediately. And like expecting check. Block with the queen? I hate that. I want to keep my queen. I didn't do that. So I just like did this. And then, okay. Let's go back to this, castles. Alright. Now you hate it. You really wanted me to boot the bishop, huh? That's not what I meant to do. Just like, how did that happen? I was looking at that game. Okay, now let's go back to... Castles. Attacks the queen, queen moves. Goes for a trade, trades. Wanted me to bring out the bishop. I did consider that, but like, I just like felt like, okay, what I was concerned about was this. And then like after this, I was just like, okay, you know, this pawn is attacked, this pawn is attacked. And not to mention, like, I don't know, what if he does something, okay. And like, what if he just like does something like this, right? And like, oh, just like keep moving up. Okay, yeah. Anyway. So I didn't do that. I defended the pawn first because I was anticipating that the queen was going to move to this square at some point. Not now, but like at some point. All right. So I wanted to get the bishop to like this long open diagonal. So, but like that ran into a double attack. I decided to take because like depending on what he takes with, if he takes with the queen, I was going to do this and like keep the initiative. But he took us with the pawn, so then I was just like, okay, then I'm just going to bring. You saw it, right? I was kind of like concerned about like, what about this move? And this move's annoying because like I can't do this anymore without like losing the queen. Anyway, but that's not what happened. He did that, which was a bad move. I ignored it. And you hated it, right? You hated this move. You think that this was just bad. Was it bad? Was it bad? Okay, so you said I'm going to go ahead and do that. And like the game goes on, you know? So I could have just like redefended. He takes. I'd take with the queen. I don't think I would take with the queen. Okay, I guess it makes more sense to take with the queen because like if he boots like here, I just have check. So I guess. Anyway, so I did this. I allowed him to have this. And that was like a blunder, right? Like what should he have done instead? Taken like this? Yeah. But like I knew that he won that pawn because it was hanging, you know? But I was just like that pawn isn't doing anything right now. It really isn't. So, goes threatens mate. That was the entire idea, you know, of the sequence. And then brilliant sacks. So I was thinking about that. I was, but I was just like, king attacks. I saw this too, and like I figured I was just gonna do that. Then this happens. I guess I still had like what? I don't know, dude. Like sure, but like he goes on this. Wow. I thought what I did was pretty fine too. Like okay, you know, I guess. I mean, I'm already like totally winning. Threatening mate. Takes the queen. Check. Want to check again? He just like moves to the same spot, and what does that do for me? Besides, I'm like attacking his knight, and like I decided to trade here, and just like pick up the knight. So, GG. Another one bites the dust.